Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. My name is Hannah and on my channel I do anti-MLM content. I also have a clothing reselling business on the Poshmark app, so I make a lot of Poshmark and reselling tips and tricks videos as well. Today's video is another MLM top fails, and I have to say I'm really thankful for the amount of people who've been sending me clips. We have the best stuff to be reacting to, so please keep sending me stuff if you see any kind of post or clip, Instagram story, Instagram live, whatever it is. The instructions for how to send that to me is in the description box of all my videos. I'm so thankful when people do that. It makes my job 10 times easier. Additionally, there is potential for me doing MLM horror story videos in the future. I've mentioned a couple times that people have been sending me their stories, their personal experiences with an MLM. I'm hanging on to them. I want to get a few more submissions before I make a full-length video out of it. So please keep those coming. Thank you for taking the time to sit down and write it out and send it to me. It means a lot that you trust me with your story and with your experience. But for today, let's jump right in. I've got a ton of good stuff to get through, so let's do it. The first two clips that I'm going to show you have to do with what happened last Monday when, of course, Instagram went down, Facebook went down, and everyone was freaking out. As this was happening, I was like, oh man, I wonder what the Huns are doing right now. Like, I wonder if they're just losing their minds because social media is their livelihood. That's literally the way that they make money. And so that must have been really stressful. I don't envy that at all. And sure enough, as soon as social media comes back, we are flooded with everyone's personal accounts of how they reacted to the social media shutdown. And let's just say that the reactions were completely all over the board. And I noticed a little correlation between how people were reacting to how high up in their company they are. The first thing I'm going to show you is something that somebody sent me, and it was posted on that anti-MLM girl's Instagram page. I will have her Instagram linked below. You should follow her if you do not already. I love her account. Her name is Corey, and she does this thing every now and then on her stories called Facts and Sass, which is just the cutest thing. And it's basically what we're doing right now. She just kind of like looks at a clip and she reacts to it in real time. I love it. However, I missed this particular story that she posted, and so I'm really thankful that someone else came through, they screen recorded it for me and sent it to me so that I could see it. But in this story, she was reacting to a clip of an MLM rep who is absolutely losing her marbles over the fact that Instagram went down for a few hours. Just completely unhinged. And I usually don't include any kind of like cursing or anything in my videos, so just a content warning, there's a lot of F-bombs coming your way.
You guys are so fucking stupid. They're probably $1 billion fucking company, and you can't even have your tech issues fixed quick or right, or even have the app working right. Like, are you guys fucking stupid? It blows my mind. It blows my mind. I'm just fucking heated by this issue, but like, this has bothered me. Like, this is why I don't like 9-to-5s either, is because people are just so fucking stupid. Like, it literally blows my mind how people don't have common sense in this world. Like, there are smart ass fucking techs that could have fixed that shit in a minute. In a fucking minute. And Instagram doesn't have that. Like, you can't pay someone to do that shit. Like, you can't pay someone to actually make your app better. Like what? It literally just fucking blows my mind.
So she is clearly not okay with the fact that Instagram shut down for a couple hours, and I can see why. If your entire business is built around Instagram and social media, and that's how you connect with people, and that's how you sell your product, and that's how you recruit people, it is terrifying when that is suddenly taken away from you and you have no idea when it's going to return. And I'm showing this to you because this seems to be the tone across the board of people who are not at the tippy top of their MLM. It's stress, it's anxiety, it's frantic, it's frustration, and the immense relief that they have when it comes back. The next video I'm going to show you is a little bit longer, but this is of somebody at the top of their MLM, and the tone is completely different.
Okay, I'm just going to break into this, you guys, by saying, and this is 100% honesty, I always have a very unpopular opinion and input, outlook on pretty much everything. But I'm literally sad that it's back. Is that weird? Anyone else like sad that it's back? Like, when this happened, I literally was like, thank you, God. Like, this is going to take us so far out of our comfort zones that we are going to be able to do such big things. I mean, seriously. I had a complete realization today. And if it was not for this happening, I don't know if I would have got to that place. Because here's the thing, you guys, I say all the time, like, it's just, social media is fucking exhausting. It's exhausting. It's mentally exhausting. It's emotionally exhausting. It's physically exhausting. It's a great way to connect with people, but it's not the only way to connect with people. It's not. And I think this happening today, it really put me in this place of excitement and joy and relief. And it put me in a very creative mindset, okay? And here's why. Because everything that's ever been done in this world has been done without social media. Just so everyone knows. And I love that this happened and just really proved to be completely out of our control. Okay? So it is so important for those of you out here, those of you on this platform, those of you in social media who rely on social media for an income, to check yourself. Straight up. Or if you are someone who thinks that social media is the only way for you to make money, for you to be successful in whatever you are doing, you need to check yourself.
I feel like telling people to check themselves is highly hypocritical, right? Like, yeah, easy for you to say. You've built your entire business on social media, you've made it to the top of the company, and you would probably be okay if Instagram disappeared today because you already have a ton of people under you. You've already recruited all of the people you need to make a good amount of money for the near future. But that is really tone deaf and insensitive to be saying that people should not be relying on social media for their business. That's literally what they have been trained by you to do. MLM teams, they don't train on door-to-door sales or hosting parties anymore. That's kind of a way of the past in some sense. That's left in like the Mary Kay and the Avon and the Tupperware days. We see it a little bit occasionally with some companies, especially the ones that do hold inventory, but for the most part, you're training on how to cold message, you're training on how to make a nice reel, you're training on how to go live, you're training people how to market the product on Instagram and how to curate your own personal brand on your own Instagram page. And then on top of it, multi-level marketing rep has a poor ring to it now because it has a bad reputation. So instead, they're calling themselves social sellers or brand ambassadors or social media marketers. Like, how many times have we seen the Huns saying, social media is the way of the future and you should be doing this and this is how all the products are going to be sold and you need to get on this bandwagon. It is so manipulative to gaslight people into believing that they shouldn't be dependent on social media to grow their network marketing business. The leaders of these big teams, like this woman, they have set the tone that social media is at the core of your success in this type of business. And it's honestly infuriating to see how quickly they can flip the script and be like, shame on you. You shouldn't have been relying on social media so heavily in the first place. It is so messed up.
I have a lot of girls that were panicking over this. And, you know, it's something I've been sharing a lot lately. My big message is this. Can God trust you? Can God trust you with whatever He will bless you with? Can He trust you? Can He trust you with the blessing of success? What will you do to gain that success? What will your intention be? But here's the question I have for you guys right now. Because when social media was ripped out of so many people's lives today, guess how many of them trusted God and weren't panicking? Very, very, very few. You guys.
I mean, if you believe in God and you find comfort in believing that He's going to make sure everything works out for you, that's great. But I'm going to make the argument that God didn't build your entire business around Instagram, okay? You did that. That's on your upline for telling you that's how it needs to be done, and it's on you for actually doing it. This is another example of faith manipulation that goes on in multi-level marketing, where if you question for even a second that this business isn't really all you thought it was, or maybe it's not as stable or as lucrative as you were hoping it would be, you're told by your upline to turn to God and to trust Him. It adds this additional layer of devotion and commitment to the multi-level marketing company because it's framed like God will make it right. God will bring you the success that you're after if you just stick it out a little longer and if you just trust and believe. So when people are understandably freaking out because they're like, oh my gosh, I can't survive with this business if I don't have social media. Apparently that's a perfect opportunity for your upline to manipulate your faith and to make you feel a sense of comfort so that you stay in the MLM.
I think that we all really truly need to get back to a place where it's like the only thing that makes us dependent on social media for our income, social media for our businesses, is us deciding to be dependent on social media for our businesses, right? For those of you guys who don't know what happened, we lost social media for 8 hours. It was like 8 or 9 hours, I don't know. And Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp was completely gone. I know I have some of my Australian girls tuning in right now, and you guys are literally like, it's morning time over there. But, you know, it allowed me to be more productive than ever because it was like that direct connection. You know, I feel like Instagram is such a middleman that like we can so easily cut out because we're so distracted and we're so worried about posting and we're worried about this and we're doing all these different things to gain interaction and, you know, mess with the algorithm, and then we're spending all this time doing this. And it's like, okay, so let's say you get 3 customers from a reel, right? I want you guys to think of this in this context. Let's say you get 3 customers from a reel that takes you two hours to make. What if you just reached out to people for 2 hours? And I mean like really reached out to people. What do you think would happen? What if you hosted an event for 2 hours? I mean, you guys, I was so productive today. There were people probably doing things that they don't normally do. And it's like, I just think that this was such a blessing. It was such a blessing to open the eyes of so many. And for those of you guys who maybe don't have that perspective and maybe you're out there and you are just relieved that it's back, just know that social media does not hold your future. Social media does not hold your success. Social media is not the owner of you.
So if social media is, quote, so easy to cut out, I would love to see her try. I would love for her whole team to take 1 month off of Instagram and see how that would impact their businesses. Because that's a sick joke if she thinks that her success is not directly reliant on her ability to utilize social media. With all the constant posting and the reels and the lives and the cold messaging, if all of that was eliminated, how would you find new customers? Like I said before, it's not as easy these days to host a small gathering at your house and have a Tupperware party with your closest girlfriends. Like, that's just not the way it works. In the past few years, multi-level marketing has gained a terrible reputation, which is why they're moving to social media so that they can reach far and wide to find somebody, anybody who doesn't know better. If I was on her team, I would honestly be offended that she's talking down to me this way and looking down on me for being stressed out about social media collapsing, because it's so condescending and it's so hypocritical. That's only half the video. I'm not even going to show you the rest because it's all just a bunch of the same. But I think that those 2 clips are really, really great at showing you the contrast and how people are reacting to this kind of thing. People at the bottom who rely so heavily on social media for their businesses are losing it, while people at the top are telling them, you shouldn't be losing it. How dare you rely on social media? It's very, very, very messed up and very problematic. Okay, the next thing we're going to react to is a reel. My best friend Abby sent me this, and I love that she does this because she hates MLMs just as much as I do. We both just think the whole thing is like so fascinating and the behaviors, and it's just so good to talk about it with somebody who really gets it too. But Anyway, this reel is to the Lucas Graham song Mama Said. So it's the one that goes, Mama said that it was okay. And she goes, I heard it makes your hair fall out. It's all a scam. But Mama said that it was okay. And then she follows it up with like a whole bunch of pictures of celebrities. And this makes sense with her caption, which says, I've been trying to tell y'all for years, but for some reason, some of you need to see a celebrity to believe it. Here are a few of the many celebrities who have gone public that use and have their stylists use Monat products on them. But it's still a scam, right? LOL, give me a break. DM me beauty consultant to connect you to the products I'd recommend for your goals. First of all, very interesting audio choice because she's like, I heard it's a scam. I heard it makes your hair fall out, but Mama said that it was okay. Like, I get where she's going with it, but it's just kind of ironic that these are legitimate claims that are like in court right now, that Monat's being sued for hair loss. And when people are like, hey, I heard that Monat makes your hair fall out and it causes scalp sores, and that also 92% of people lose money, like, what do you have to say to that? And their best defense is, well, it's okay, I'm still gonna promote it. Like, it's indefensible, so they don't even try, they just go around it. And they're like, well, Mama said that it was okay. Look at all these celebrities that use it. It's like, that's not relevant. But yeah, her entire point is to show that different celebrities use Monat products, and so that makes them somehow more legit. And I'm going to expose to you how uncultured I am, because I only recognize the Kardashians and Megan Fox. I don't know who the three in between are, but I did do some Googling, and I found that there is no evidence out there that the Kardashians have ever used a Monat product. When I Googled Kardashians using Monat, one Instagram post came up. I'll put it on the screen right here. And this is claiming that they caught Khloe Kardashian using the Rejuvenique oil. But that bottle does not look like Rejuvenique oil. Yes, it's silver, but it's like shaped totally differently. And so I went down through the comments and other people were commenting saying, that's not Rejuvenique oil. It's actually the Lancome Advanced Genifique Concentrate, which to me makes like 100 times more sense that they would be using Lancome over Monat. However, I did find that Andrew Fitzsimmons, who is one of the Kardashians' hairstylists, in one Allure article, he said that he likes the Monat blowout cream. So that might be where the Huns are like reaching a little bit, you know, like, oh, if their hairstylist recommended this one product, then that must mean that the Kardashians use Monat. I don't think that's the case. I think that's a stretch. When it comes to Megan Fox, this one's interesting. The picture that she used in her reel is from a Pop Sugar article talking about the new liquid hair trend. It's just an article saying, hey, a lot of celebrities have been wearing this on the red carpet, and it just basically means long, stick straight, really silky, really shiny hair that it looks almost liquid. Okay, Megan Fox is the picture at the top of this article. She's the one that's being used as the example of this hairstyle. And then down in the body of the article, they have a quote from a celebrity hairstylist named Ryan Richman, and he's explaining how this is like an up-and-coming hair trend and how he recommends Monat's Rejuvenique oil to achieve this kind of look. As far as I could research, Ryan Richmond is not Megan Fox's hairstylist, and just because her photo and his words were used in the same article doesn't mean that somehow Megan Fox used Monat's Rejuvenique oil to get that hair. And with a little more digging, it's not surprising that Ryan Richmond promotes Monat's products because he's affiliated with Monat. I don't know if he's in the company, or I don't know if they're just paying him to say nice things about it, but if you go on YouTube and you just search Ryan Richmond Monat, he's literally all over their channel. Like, he clearly works for them in some capacity, so it's not surprising at all that he would be recommending Monat's products. Not at all. So again, a huge stretch. And like I said, I'm so uncultured and I don't know who the other three people are. They look familiar, but I don't know them by name, so therefore it's impossible for me to like actually search on them. But just based on the fact that the Kardashians and Megan Fox were both pictured in this reel, neither of which have any evidence to support that they have ever used any Monat product ever, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that it's probably a stretch that the other celebrities in the reel use Monat as well. It's another perfect example of MLM reps just grasping at straws for any little nugget of information that makes Monat look more legitimate than it actually is. The next thing that we have to look at is an MLM rep who is comparing being in network marketing to being an automotive sales manager. Let's see.
Guys, when people say, what is network marketing? Like, I don't really get it, right? Network marketing is this, okay? When you have a car dealership, you can either be the customer who goes in and buys the car, you can be the salesperson who sells the car and earns a commission, or you could be a manager. What does the manager do? The manager hires salespeople, coaches them, and trains them how to be good salespeople. And also the manager sells cars himself or herself and gets commission for that. So the manager does two things: hire people, coach them, and sell the product, sell the car. That's literally what network marketing is. We coach people, we train people, we enroll them. We don't technically hire them, but you know what I mean? And then we also sell the products ourselves. Manager will make a commission off of their own sales. He actually makes the most commission off of their own sales, and they'll make a smaller commission off the people that they hire and train. And it's the exact same in network marketing, right? So you're not making money just on your own efforts. It's your efforts plus the efforts of your team, right? So
I can't believe that this is something that I'd have to do, but I researched the job details for automotive sales managers to see if this was a legitimate argument. I looked at auto sales manager job listings in various different states across the country, and across the board, you need at least a bachelor's degree and at least 2 years of some kind of like sales or customer service experience. These positions also offer 401ks and health insurance and paid time off and all the benefits that you don't get in an MLM, including a set salary. Yes, you can make commissions because occasionally part of your job might be to help out and make a sale here and there. And at surface level, her argument, I think it could make sense. I think if you didn't really look into what an auto sales manager does, this would make a lot of sense to you, and you might think that, oh yeah, it is kind of the same. But you have to remember that if you're a manager at a dealership, that's not a commission and recruitment based profession. You need experience. It's a professional job with professional qualifications and actual benefits and an actual salary. You don't just get to pay a startup fee and all of a sudden you get to be a manager at a car dealership. That's not the way it works.
that's essentially how the business model works. And like, to simplify it for you guys, like, it really is such a simple business. It's not easy, but it's very, very simple. All we do is promote. Everything else is done for us. The products, the research and development, the shipping, the everything is done. All you do is promote. And you promote two things. You promote the products and you promote the business. It's that simple. Y'all see me do it on here all the time. Y'all see me talking about products and promoting products all the time. Y'all see me promoting the business all the time. That's what I'm doing right now, right? So that's all you have to do. Promote the products, promote the business.
I want to make it clear that if you join network marketing, you do not get paid to post. You do not get paid to promote the products. The MLM doesn't pay you per post, per live, per story. You do that work for free. You put in that time, you put in that energy and effort in the hopes that someone out there is going to see it and someone out there is going to inquire about the products, inquire about the business opportunity, and you may or may not be able to make a sale on that. You could go on your Instagram story every single day for an entire year promoting this company, promoting the products, and you might not make a single sale out of that. You might not recruit a single person because you're guaranteed nothing. This isn't like a brand partnership where they're paying you this dollar amount to make this post and saying these things about their product. She's trying to say that the whole job is to be a master promoter, but is it? Because I see that you do a lot of cold messaging, you're on a lot of team calls, you do a lot of trainings, there's a lot of time spent on personal development and goal setting, you spend a ton of time defending your company against being a pyramid scheme. Like, these are all different job duties that you're doing other than just promoting the products. So it's not just making a post about the product and all of a sudden everyone's gonna flock to you and they're gonna want to buy it and they're gonna want to join your team. It takes a lot of convincing to get somebody to sign up for an MLM, and that's the majority of your work, not just boasting about how much you love something on Instagram. Okay, the next thing we're gonna look at is also a reel, and this one says, I borrowed $199 from my kids' piggy bank to start a business, and now I earn 6 figures and their college funds are paid. The caption says, I felt so guilty and bad at the time, but now I owe it all to them and I'm so grateful I did. Now I help others become successful and confident too. DM me CEO if you're ready to learn and duplicate with me. I honestly don't know how I feel about this. I have a lot of questions. My first question is, what child has $200 in their piggy bank? This child looks like she's 4 or 5 years old, like not even school age. I call BS on if she had $200 in her piggy bank. Like, there's just no way. Where did she get that money from? And if her kids are anything like me, the moment I got money from chores or from birthdays or whatever, I was begging my parents to take me to Toys R Us. Like, I never had anything saved up. I personally don't buy this story, but let's say it's true. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. I do feel like it's kind of crossing a parental boundary a little bit. Of course, I don't have kids yet. I'm not a parent. I should not be judging other parents on their parenting styles and their choices. But speaking speaking from a personal perspective, I would never see myself even considering going into my child's saved money that they have and taking it for something that I want to pursue. But then on the other hand, she's like, I turned it around and now their college funds are paid for, which I also think is great. Like, that's a really good return on investment. That's a really great way to pay back your kids if that is true. I think that saving for and investing in our children's higher education is an excellent idea. I plan to do that myself. But we have to remember the reason that this reel even exists, and that's to prey upon other vulnerable moms out there who also want to be able to provide for their kids in this manner. So the purpose of the reel is to be like, look at my child and look at what I did and look at what I've accomplished, and you can do it too if you just join my MLM. So she's exploiting her child for this Instagram reel in order to hopefully recruit somebody and make a little bit of money, which is disgusting. But aside from that, this woman is in the top 0.01% of her company. And it's just not going to be the reality for people who join today to make it to that level. They do not have the same chances of making it that high in the company. And so promoting this idea that you too can save for your child's college education if you just join this company, that's an extremely misleading income claim, because that cannot be the case for everybody. And that is all I have for you for this video. I think that this one might have been a little bit shorter. I reacted to more clips than normal, but I think just the overall content was maybe a little bit shorter. But that's because I just got done with like 2 hours of filming this other video. It's a huge video. It is pure gold. I hope that you watch it. It's gonna be up on Thursday. That one is gonna be easily over an hour long, which I'm really excited for you to see. So before we go, I have a comment shout out. This is in regards to a few videos ago when I mentioned that I had filmed 2 videos, and then when I went to put them on my computer, all of the footage was lost because my SD card just like totally wiped itself. And so Chris says, Huns, when they hear that your SD card got wiped, it's God's work. Yeah, God was on the Hun side that day because I lost so much footage, but I refilmed it all. It didn't stop me. Just a little minor setback. And with that, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in my next one real soon.